Sheesh. Evening, guys. Long time no see. Couple of wee quick updates for you guys, because I ken it's been a while since I last uploaded. I ken I've been kind of quiet. As you all ken there for the last couple of vlogs, what was happening. We're losing money out in that van. Coincidentally, 4 months later, not a peep. No update phone call for the cops. No fucking nothing. 4 months down the line. Didn't even ken if they've spoke to the guy, his missus or her mother yet. So, as I was saying, guys, in relation to that, I says what I've ended up doing, and the reason for me being so quiet, along with everything else that was going on and happening, the way I'm looking at that with the van incident anyway, I've took it on the chin, and I've literally, since gone back to work, I've literally been working 7 days a week. Well, the majority, the last 4 months, end of March, beginning of April, when I went back to work, I've literally, the majority of my work weeks have been 7 days, because I've either been on call, doing overtime, doing whatever. So it's been an eventful couple of months. However, I can say, like I said before, guys, with the last kind of updates I gave you, and what was happening, I've cleared the rent arrears. I've sold the Mondeo ST, cleared the rent arrears, cleared the gas and electric bills, balanced everything out, cleared any tax. It was, I think we were something like 40 quid behind on the tax when I eventually checked that after a letter came in the door, and I was like, I thought we were credit or up to date with that one. It turned out we were £40 behind. That's all been cleared. What else? I settled the Mondeo ST that I had. Kind of, as you've probably fucking figured out by now, guys, I'm quite impulsive that way when it comes to doing something. If I see something, if I want something, I go out and get it, or I go and do it. Hence why I've had so many fucking cars. No, but this thing was, what I done was, middle of the month, I was like that, shortly after doing the vlog showing you the ST, got the numbers all worked out, and I was like that, I could sell that car and clear off all the bills finally in the one go, like I've been trying to do in the past. Whereas I've just been basically putting a band-aid around a fucking broken leg, for pardon the pun. So I settled them in deal, cleared all the bills, balanced everything out, brought everything right up to par. Everything was cleared, except I had to run about in the Grand's car for 2 weeks, till the end of the month. Till my next wage packet came in. I could see the light at the end of the tunnel and the end bit, guys. I just didn't want to wait to the end of the month, so I thought, no, fuck it, I'll sell the car, because I was going to upgrade the car anyway. As I said, the Mondeo ST was purely through the uncle lending us money at the time before I went back to work, because I lost that money on the van. That was purely just to get me back to work and save me money in the long run, because it'd been diesel. I said, because this Astra, the Grand's car, sucks on the petrol, as I've told you before, and I've moaned about it before plenty of times and ranted and raved about it. However, the reason I'm in the Grand's car tonight, when I say I've got a new car, I have bought a new car. I went down to fucking Newcastle to get it 3 weeks ago. The day? 3 or 4 weeks ago the day, guys. Went all the way down to Newcastle, bought it for the Roman Gypsies, sorry, if we want to be politically correct. And I've had to register the car, obviously, because the paperwork that came with it, I don't trust it. It's an old sheet of like a V5, like really old fashioned one, which it is obviously for this vehicle, but in terms of trying to register the car to tax it, the post office, it wasn't fucking happening. So I've ended up just filling in a V62 new keeper form and registering the car for scratch and paying £25 fee. I thought, fuck it. But going down to Newcastle and buying it for the guy, or the family, shall I say, it saved me money in the long run. Even travelling down the train with the wee man, because my oldest went with me that day for a day out, down to Newcastle on the hottest day of the fucking year there too. Whoa, talk about fucking hot. We go to the train at Newcastle, it was like being stuck inside a fucking dome. There was not an ounce of air, man. I've never felt heat like it, honestly. Never in my puff in 30 years have I felt heat like that when I walked through that train. The air, you had the windows down in the taxi for the train station going up to the address, and it was just hot air coming from the outside in, and just taking the car air out. There was no difference in degrees wise. It was just that right fucking still way, for lack of a better word. And whoa, we felt it. But as soon as we crossed that border, welcome back to Scotland, holy hell, you felt the difference. It was like night and day. The temperature just dropped. And then we got stuck for 2 hours on the Edinburgh bypass. And that fucking heat and all. And the car I've bought, Mark IV 2009 Mondeo Estate, it's fucking black. Rang day to buy a black car on the hottest day of the fucking year and get stuck in gridlock traffic. Put it this way, I think I had a pretty good idea how an ant feels under a magnifying glass. Because that's how hot it was. But, no, as I say, the car actually went into the garage there and into the uncle's to get checked there, even though it's MOT and everything like that. I knew there was something like the dual mass flywheel and there was an issue with the AGR. I knew that when I bought the car anyway, but the car was running and it's been running fine, no bother. So I've just let it go and I've took the car anyway. And for the price I paid for it anyway, which, even with the price I've paid it and what I got when I got the phone call yesterday from my uncle telling me I've got the quotes for the repairs for a year, and he told me the price of what my repairs are coming to on this car. Having only had it 3 weeks, you could have looked at me with a fucking feather. But having said that, when I tell you the cost of the repairs, add on the price of what I paid for the car and my travelling expenses gone down to get it in the first place, it was still cheaper than buying one in Glasgow or Edinburgh, because there was 2 models, just different colours. I was looking at between Glasgow and Edinburgh. It was still cheaper going down to Newcastle and saved myself a couple £100 than what it was buying locally for me, or even going up the north of Scotland like I did with the Ford Ranger there 2 Octobers back. It was still cheaper travelling down, so I done that. My repair bill for a dual mass flywheel, which comes as a kit with a new clutch included, timing belt with a new water pump as a kit, AGR cleaner. We'll see if the cleaner works before we hit to replace the AGR. Save me a wee bit of money this month. It was some sort of bush joint or something like that as well. Something stupid that way. A tyre, 2 rear brake pads and discs for the back wheels. And I think that was it. My bill for all the repairs, even through my uncle, is £1,600. I was like, how much? And when he told me the prices for each individual part, I was like, well, it's pointless me telling you all to no do the timing belt this month to then gear the car back next month to do that part. Just do it all in now and I'll square you up the end of the month, or I'll split it between this month and next month, depending on the wage. If the wage comes in and it's to be as, like, if it was anything like last month, I can book my holiday outright for me and the Waynes. We've still not decided where we're going yet though, and I can pay that £1,600 for the repairs outright as well. Because that's how much I've been working, guys. I've recuperated my £1,400 for the loss on the van. I've cleared all the household debts. I've balanced my grand's books and brought everything up to par. I've shuffled up, I've rearranged payment dates with the companies for like gas and electric and BT, because they were coming off, and the way it was working out with the grand getting paid 4 weekly and then overlapping mines and the way it backed out with my wages and everything, depending if it was a 4 week month, 5 week month, blah de blah. It worked out for one, like my grand's pension for example, I'd put money into her account because the money would come out at the end of the month and put her overdrawn. I put that money in because I got paid before her, but then she was paying double again because it was coming off the same pension between her 4 week payments and when it was getting paid in the month, depending how it landed. So we put a direct debit, to the first every month, so now it's consecutive and everything's balanced. And as I says, the rent arrears, any outstanding balances that I found out about, and I went through everything. My grand might be the name on the contract. I'm now the authorising person on all the contracts for all these companies. Just a general household bills, gas, electric, rent, tax, so on and so forth. And I've paid everything off and cleared everything and brought everything up to balance and up to either in credit or up to date. As I say, And as I say, I'm without a car now for the next couple of days, because Uncle's got a couple of cars under now that he's got to fix first, and then he's got to do mine, which he's saying next week anyway. And then I thought, fuck it, it's an investment. It'll last us. I'll make it do. Because by the time I get back, the car will be fucking, it'll be like a brand new car. What else was there? So I took it on the chin with the van guys, and I just worked my arse off and recuperated my losses that way to get and got myself back on my feet. And also because of the hours I've been working and everything like that, it's a couple of months of hard work, and now just waiting on the money coming in each month on Friday, and then just getting that treat to yourself, because I need a fucking holiday now, because now I'm tired. I need a break. What else was there? Oh, memory blank. Aye, and I'm making a few changes as well, guys, because obviously with all these hours and everything as well, work-wise, I made the decision when I went back to work, and I'd already discussed it with bosses and that, and my line managers, etc., and they were fully aware of my position and how I felt, that what I wanted to do was, I wanted away for one contract, and I wanted contracts that offered me flexibility, but also still give me flexibility for overtime, and also helping the bosses out if and when emergencies arise, as you do, like I've been doing for the last 13 years. So hopefully, if all goes to plan and all goes well, by the end of this month I'll be leaving. Well, I'm not leaving. Well, technically I am. I'm leaving one contract for another building, but it's different contractual terms. I'm not tied to likes of the schools, so I can take holidays whenever I want. It gives me more flexibility. But I'm dropping a few hours. I'm dropping 8 hours a week in terms of that one contract. But for dropping the 8 hours, I make up for it with my secondary job that I do with the on-call thing. And even though I'm dropping 8 hours a week for hour a month, so 24 8's 24, 24, no it's not, 16, 24, 32, fucking, I'm tired, guys. I mean, it's getting later now. 32 hours a month I'm dropping, but I'll make that back on my other jobs, and that's not including any overtime or anything that comes in as well. So I've got it balanced out, but I'm thinking marry me now, guys, for lack of a better word. I've started to put me first and think, okay, how do I want to progress? How do I want to continue on? And one thing was, if I change the contracts or drop that job altogether until something else comes up, even if I've got to wait a 12 month or something like that, I can still balance the money out between overtime, being flexible, and doing odds and ends here and there. Plan is now that after this holiday in October, I'll book a holiday in March for after my birthday, and if I want to book something for the summer holidays or that, or out with the school times or anything like that, I can do that myself personally without losing money or try to get a special leave or things like that because you've gone out with the contract, for example. And also frees up a lot of time for me, because the question's been getting raised a lot recently about how do you do so many hours of this, that and the other thing, and surprisingly a couple of the folk I work with, including one or two of my bosses, were actually asking me, I says, so who you seeing now, or who you dating now? And I'm like, what the fuck's that meant to be like? I says, after 4 years, I said, the hours I'm doing, I says, I've barely got enough hours to sleep, never mind getting to have a relationship. However, I want a personal life, guys, because looking back and then looking over the last 12 months and looking at everything else and then putting things into perspective, I want a personal life and I want me time and I want to enjoy life a bit more. And because let's face it, guys, you don't work to live, live to work. You work to live. There's a difference. So, as I say, however, the other wee side of this story though, guys, as I'm saying that with the cars as well, dropped my car off on Monday night there at the uncle's to get checked on Tuesday morning. I knew within 2 minutes of driving my grand's car out the yard that the steering felt funny and the driver's side wing mirror was bouncing a hell of a lot. So I've got home, stopped at the garage because the grandma's going to pick up a toaster box at the garage because the toaster she's bought's faulty and she had the box in the garage. And I've got out the car to check it then because all the way home I was saying to her, I said, this does not feel right. This is not how this car felt 3 weeks ago before I got the Mondeo. I said, it was only 3 weeks ago I last drove it. She didn't hear a clue. She didn't notice anything. She didn't feel any difference in the car or anything like that. I could feel it. I knew there was something wrong because the steering wheel's sitting, instead of sitting perfectly level like that, it's sitting just slightly angled, maybe an inch or something out of position in terms of being straight. It's just sitting slightly like it is there now, and that's the car going straight lined. And if you hit the slightest wee abrasion in the road, for I would say, not even a pothole, just the slightest wee bit of rough patching on the road or that, or rough surface, the wheel was doing that. And I was like, I said, that wheel is like it's loose, it's too jiggly. Stopped at the garage, got out of the car, took one look at the drive. Well, wing mirror was loose, so I've clipped the trim back on. The grand said to me there last night she could have caught it in the garage, but she can't mind because there was one day she did catch it. I don't know. However, 2 seconds after doing that, I looked doing the bodywork of the car, and straight away you can't miss the big massive ding in the wheel arch of the car. Aye, somebody's hit and run her car. She's no noticed, no ken, and no felt any difference, and no been any the wiser. I could feel it within 30 seconds driving the fucking thing. So I've said to the uncle when he phoned us yesterday to give me my quote for my car. I says, I've got another favour to ask and it's nothing to do with my car. I said, I need you to check the grandeur now. I said, because I'll be fitting the bill for that one. I know. Mere fucking money. Yippee! I can see the bill just running up and running up and running up. I thought, fuck. I'm glad I'm fucking balanced everything else out. I said, because now the fucking bills are coming in for everything else. I says, however, the problem I've got is, where is it? Here it is here. And the reason for no dash cam footage, guys, there's my camera. It's been in the grand's car, and I think I'm up to 5 times I've super glued the thing to the window. Now, this is supposed to be industrial strength glue for my uncle's work. The wee £5 tube out of Tesco's in Halfords, the wee fucking squeezy tube, does 10 times better job than this stuff. And it dries 10 times quicker. The stuff for Tesco's and Halfords, the wee tube, dries within about 2-3 minutes and it grips like fucking cement. This stuff takes about 20 minutes to dry. I had to tape the damn thing to the window each time because my arm was getting sore holding it in place, waiting for the thing to try and set. And then what happens? My grand's driving about and repeatedly, and it done it with me one day and all, before I got the Mondeo. It fell off the fucking windscreen repeatedly. And I've scraped it clean, I've cleaned the window, got it all nice and clean, got it thinged, and put a nice bit of super glue on it again, and then went and attached it. However, there's 3 years worth of recording on this camera over the last 3 weeks. But depending on how much my grand's been driving, depends on how many days I've got coverage on it. And she has been leaving it on, and after I showed her how to work it and just to leave it and how to just put it on when she gets in, and she got herself into the habit and has been doing it for a good number of months now. That she's had the camera in her car while I was jumping between cars. That she leaves it on when she's in the shops as well. So, if I've got on the camera, because as I say, I've got 3 years worth of recording to go through at 1 minute clips. So about 180 video clips I've got to go through at 1 minute intervals in length. If by chance I've got the recorded incident of being at the shop, Tesco's, McDonald's, whatever, and I find and I catch, and the incident's been captured where the car's been hit while she's been in the shop or in getting a coffee or anything like that, God help the driver when I identify them, because they'll get a lovely visit for the cops and a claim for the insurance company. I said, because the camera was on. I'm just hoping that on that SD card that I've got the incident in place. Hear that? It's another bill I'm going to hate to fit out my own pocket again. Joys. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, I've torn my finger open and all. Ouch. But anyway, guys, right, I'm going to love these and leave these. But sometime in the next 2 weeks anyway, guys, I will get back to uploading again because I'm going to order another dash cam in. I'll have my car back by next week. And we'll get back. It's just took us a hell of a long time, guys. I said everything was getting back to normal and getting there, and I'd get back to uploading soon. It's just took me longer than expected. But as I say, with the hours I'm working now, guys, to make enough money to get to where I am now, that I can actually say I can now breathe and there's a ton of weight off my shoulders. It's took me a lot of work and a lot of hours, to put it that way. But I can actually say, hand on heart, we're out of it now. All the money that's coming in now is just to pay for the car repairs and pay for holiday, which is our treat, my fucking break. Thank God, because I'm needing it. But anyway, guys, drop us a wee like, drop us a wee comment, drop us any questions, and I'll get back soon. And hopefully we'll get back to uploading again soon, guys, because the channel has been pretty quiet, I know that. And as you know, it's been a tough 12-month, well, 18-month, with everything that's been happening, as I've told you all. Fingers crossed, we're on to better, onwards and upwards, as the saying goes. But anyway, guys, I'll see you all again soon. Have a good night.